Welcome into another week of the Black and Gold Report, and you might as well call it a championship week for UNCP athletics as the Braves were out in full force, bringing hardware from around the region back to Pembroke. Today we start with a look back at UNCP soccer's run through the PBC tournament. They became the first team in program history to win the conference tournament, and the 4-seeded Braves shut out Georgia College, North Georgia, and number 10 Columbus State to earn the title of champions last weekend.
Every season is a journey, and your journey starts tonight. It starts right here. And the way you run, the way you compete, the way you encourage each other, the way you challenge each other will set a standard, and that standard will last this entire season. So be careful where you set the standard tonight. Set it high, and then live up to that standard.
It's probably not into the NCAA tournament yet, so they definitely need a win tonight.
Both these teams are headed back to Georgia. One will keep playing in the Peach Belt Conference tournament.
And I've found one common characteristic among all championship athletes. It's not talent, it's not skill, it's not speed, it's heart.
Every time these two teams get together, it's always a close game. It's a 2-1 game, a 1-0 game. They have a long story history between two coaches that have been in this league a long, long time.
They have upset the Nighthawks 1-0 by virtue of a second-minute goal.
It's easy to talk about being a champion. It's much more difficult to actually put in the work to become a champion.
The Braves are in Evans, Georgia, looking for a chance to get to the NCAA tournament. All that's between them and cementing their spot in the 48-team field is three-time PBC defending champion Columbus State and 90 minutes of championship soccer.
And if you want to be successful this season, individually and collectively, you only have to ask yourself one single, simple question. Do I have enough heart? Am I willing to pay the price in blood, sweat, and tears to become a champion? I believe your answer to that is yes.
And we're going to have a foul and a penalty kick coming up for UNC Pembroke. It is off the hands of Riancho and into the net. UNC Pembroke is on the board first. They were here in 2008, it came up short. In 2017, they get the victory. UNC Pembroke is your 2017 Peach Belt Conference Tournament champions.
Hey, we're going to the NCAA?
UNCP soccer wasn't the only champion in Braves athletics a week ago. Last Saturday, freshman men's cross-country runner Silas Kipkoech won the NCAA Southeast Region Championship by posting the school's 9th fastest 10K time. He will represent the Braves at the NCAA Division II National Championships on November 18th in Evansville, Indiana, and joins former All-American and Rio Olympian Pardon and Lovu as the only runners in school history to compete at the NCAA's premier event. UNCP volleyball won a pair of matches last weekend over St. Andrews and Virginia State University. It marks the first back-to-back victories for the Braves since October 31st and November 3rd of 2015. The Braves hit .344 en route to a sweep of Virginia State. It was their highest hitting percentage of the season, and UNCP won a 5-set match over St. Andrews to avenge an earlier season loss. The Braves are now 3-2 in matches that go the distance this year. UNCP swimming and diving stretched its winning streak to 9 with wins over Sweetbriar and Pfeiffer last weekend. Abigail Wood tallied her team best 8th win of the season in the 100-meter backstroke as the freshman bested the field by over 17 seconds. Saturday's action concluded the fall portion of the UNCP schedule. And UNCP men's basketball was on the road for exhibition play last weekend at Creighton and Northern Iowa. Coming off an appearance in the D1 men's basketball tournament last year, Creighton trailed the 23rd-ranked Braves for a portion of the first half before pulling away for a 93-70 win. UNCP was led by Nigel Grant with 26 points, but the Blue Jays used an 11-0 run in the middle of the second half to pull away for the win. Following the game, UNCP traveled to Cedar Falls, Iowa to take on the Northern Iowa Panthers. The Braves erased an 18-point deficit to take an 8-point lead with 5 minutes to play, but Northern Iowa closed out the game on a 16-2 run to key a 72-66 victory over the Black and Gold. Brandon Watts scored a game-best 24 points, while Akia Pruitt notched a double-double with 11 points and 12 rebounds. The Braves play Catawba tonight at 7 p.m. You can see that action at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Finally, to wrap up last week's action, we take a look at UNCP football, who traveled to Mars Hill and fell 56-44. The game was sparked by a wild first half that combined for over 700 yards and 73 points between the two sides. The Braves connected on 2 key touchdowns to JoJo Spann in the opening half, as quarterback Dominic Sampson went 6 for 9 with 230 yards through the air before suffering an undisclosed injury. His replacement, Austin Foley, came in to throw for another 177 yards and a pair of scores, but the Lions used a pair of fourth-quarter scores to put away the Braves. UNCP wraps up its season today on the road at Carson Newman in Tennessee, and kickoff is set for 1 p.m. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk with football head coach Shane Richardson about that very matchup right after this here in the Black and Gold Report.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. I had a chance to sit down with UNCP football head coach Shane Richardson, and at the forefront of our conversation was today's season finale with Carson Newman. Well, Coach, we're coming off a week in which there was a lot of offensive firepower at Mars Hill. Just talk about that game. Is what you saw. Obviously, defensively, probably a lot to be desired, but some good things from the offense in a whole as well.
I really liked the way that our offense played, and it felt good to score a lot of points and to see a lot of guys making some plays out there, and thought that the passing game really served us well, and it was good to see some big plays take place and get on the board early, and we put up a lot of points there in that first quarter and really in the first half, and so I was really happy for our offense, and that was a good feeling.
In terms of facing Keyshawn Taylor, a guy you guys knew going in was a good receiver, what do you think was troublesome for the defense in terms of trying to stop him a week ago?
I think he's a great player. I mean, he really is fast, he's big, he made you miss. But I think our guys maybe overthought it a little bit, and I'm not quite sure that we were sound in a couple of our coverages, and there was a couple of busts that just some of our young guys in the back end, they didn't handle so well, and that was disappointing to see. And obviously when you give up 56 points and you got a receiver like that really is kind of doing whatever he wants out there, it's going to be a tough day. And You know, kudos to our offense, though, for keeping us in the game and giving us a chance. But, you know, when you give up 56 points, I told guys, you know, you shouldn't really expect to win the game. And you got to be able to play better defense than that. So we've got to do a better job in the future.
It seemed like coming out of the half, I mean, 73 combined points, over 700 yards in the first half. In the third quarter, the defense kind of found a rhythm for a while. What do you think was the biggest adjustment the guys made that helped them kind of fall back into a rhythm defensively?
Yeah, well, I think Marcel maybe changed their offense a little bit in terms of, I think they settled into wanting to run the ball a little bit more. And, you know, I think we've been fairly decent against the run. And I think that's what happened. We were able to kind of settle in and feel that out and to get, you know, a little bit more in sync. And so I think we put together a couple of really good series there defensively, and I think it gave us a little confidence. But there were still a couple of big plays there in the second half that still hurt us.
For the offense, talking specifically in the opening half especially, Dominic Sampson goes over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Obviously leaves with an undisclosed injury, but what can you say about his performance? Also JoJo Spann, who got a couple of touchdown grabs in that opening half as well.
Yeah, I think with every game, I think Dom continues to just get more experienced and more confident and understands what he's looking at out there, what he's seeing, and the throws that he can make, the throws that he can't make. And I think, you know, he had a game on Saturday that really showed that he's improving and he's working on things and he's throwing the ball a lot better. And so, you know, that served him well in terms of putting up points and completing some balls and some receivers making plays too. You know, I think still our receivers are really good and they help him out actually in a lot of cases as well. And so, you know, both those positions work together very well.
On the play where JoJo scores his long touchdown, the first, not the screen pass touchdown, but the more traditional vertical, was that kind of a sign of growth in terms of Dom underthrowing the receiver to bring him back out of the coverage so then JoJo could break free at that point?
Sure. You know, I think with Dom, you know, I think he had gotten hit a little bit there, and his deep ball accuracy was starting to be affected a little bit just because you know, I think he was starting to get a little bit sore and kind of tighten up a little bit. But, you know, that's the reason he couldn't play in the second half, is because it kind of got so sore that he couldn't really be effective, you know, like he wanted to be and like obviously we needed him to be. So, you know, I'm not quite sure if that was planned or not, but it sure, you know, it was good for JoJo to be able to adjust the ball like that.
It never hurts to claim it, at least.
Correct.
And Austin Foley, who came in for him in the second half, did a heck of a job for you guys in terms of throwing a couple more touchdown passes, kind of getting his feet wet in his first long experience. What did you think about him coming in?
I think he did a great job managing the offense, and he was very efficient. Completed, I think, 14 of 17, and you know, really just put us in a position actually to still, you know, do what we needed to do there in the second half. And I was really proud of his effort. I was really proud of just the focus that he showed and being prepared. And he's a smart kid, and he was able to step right in and know the offense, know what to do, and I really liked how he took command of it. I think that was great to see.
Another guy we haven't gotten to talk to you a lot about this year, and kickers don't get much love, but Alex Alvarado hasn't missed a field goal for you guys this season. What have you thought about his performance in his first year, and seems to be kind of a reliable leg moving forward for you guys?
Yeah, I've really liked what Alex has done. I thought Saturday he was great and didn't miss an extra point, didn't miss a field goal, kicked off very well. We actually had a touchback. You know, our kickoff team has actually struggled a little bit this year, and that was really the second game that I think Alex kicked in, and really did a great job of kicking the ball deep for us and gave ourselves a better chance to have good starting field position on defense, you know. And so I think he really gave us a threat on Saturday, and that's why he won Special Teams Player of the Week for the team. And you know, I think he was deserving of that.
When we look at this week and going to Carson Newman, a little bit of a different offense in terms of they're going to run an option style, have dual threat quarterback. What does the defense need to be ready for when facing that kind of situation, a guy who can throw and run just about as equally?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Option style football is a lot different, and you kind of got to change your mentality a little bit, and you've got to be very assignment sound. And we're going to make sure that we obviously rep it a lot and know exactly what our jobs are, and we got to stay disciplined. Guys have to do exactly what their job is supposed to do. They can't start looking at other things and start chasing other things, and they've got to make sure that they stay in their gaps, stay on their guy, look for the part of the option that they need to stop, and they need to trust it. And you know, Carson Newman's a good team, and we've faced them before, and you know, they're contending this year for a playoff spot, and I anticipate that our guys will be excited to play, and I think it'll be a good atmosphere, and they've got a great stadium and a great home place to play in, and I think it'll be a fun football game to try to end the year on.
How big of a deal is it to try to be a spoiler, and you mentioned ending the year on a positive note, heading into the off season? How big of a deal is it to try to get that win to propel you into the off season to provide that energy?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think if we can go out with a win, I mean, it would give all the young guys a little bit of momentum and a little bit of morale and enthusiasm to take in with us to the off season. And certainly want to end the year with the seniors on a good note too. And
right.
You want those guys feeling good as they leave the program. So yeah, I mean, I think you want to be able to win the game every Saturday, and certainly when it's the last one, you don't get to put on the pads again for another 9 months and play against an opponent. And so you want to make the most of it, and that's really been the message, is to really empty the tank and sell out with all your effort and energy and focus and abilities that we have to offer this week.
You mentioned last week the turnover margin being a big deal for you guys. Is there one particular key this week that you look at that could be a factor in the contest that changes the game against Carson Newman?
Well, obviously they're a running offense, so if you can, really eliminate their run as much as possible and diminish it, they're going to run the ball, and so you want to just try to contain it as much as you can, and so that will be a big factor to see how well we can stop the running game. But then you got to be able to also stop some of the big plays, and they might only pass it anywhere from 6 to 10 times during the game, but you can't let those be big plays for touchdowns and let it get you out of position. And so I think if we could force some takeaways, I think that would be big, because I think sometimes option offenses, with ball handling and
right.
not knowing who's going to hit them and who's going to take the dive or the quarterback or the pitch, that can create some confusion. And so if we could get some takeaways and have them put the ball on the ground, I think it'd really help.
All right, we'll be looking forward to the contest against Carson Newman, and thank you for the time, Coach.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Trevor.
That was head coach Shane Richardson. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back right after this on the Black and Gold Report.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
UNCP soccer had a tremendous past week and qualified for the program's third NCAA tournament appearance. Before Brave soccer went to Georgia, though, to win their first PBC Conference tournament crown last weekend, we brought them into our studios for the first edition of Tweeting with the Braves. Take a look.
Okay, I know Pittman doesn't have a Twitter, or shouldn't he use one?
I take priority over you, Riley. Sorry, bye.
I read that one today when I was looking at him. I didn't.
I dropped my phone in the ocean and it still works. Smiling face emoji at Wrightsville Beach Access 13.
I don't know who would do that. Maybe Boger?
I'm gonna guess that's Kate Weisner.
Yeah, you guys fast.
I'm pretty good.
All dressed up and ready for the Golden Braves Awards. Clearly someone who likes getting dressed up.
Golden Braves Awards, all dressed up.
I think I'm gonna go Katie Watkins. I feel like that's something Katie Watkins would do. Was there a picture with that? I feel like
There was.
Yeah.
There was a picture. It was our coach.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing that he said that, but that's okay. All right.
All dressed up and ready to defend our, represent right here. Okay.
Oh, that's terrible. I do like getting dressed up, though. I look good in a suit.
Watching Cleveland versus Atlanta earlier today with my parents when this happened. Dad, who do you think is gonna win? Me, Cavs. Mom, the Atlanta Braves. Oh my gosh.
Stacy's from Ohio, And I know she loves the Buckeyes. Obviously the Cavs are the Cleveland Cavaliers. Is that Stacey Scott?
Would you tweet that? No.
Let's go with Boger. I was gonna say Kimsey.
Shannon!
Darn it. Really? She didn't tweet about chicken nuggets or anything?
Nuggets are my life. I eat, dream, and sleep on the nugs all day, every day, with 3 emojis with their tongue out.
Shannon O'Neill.
Shannon O'Neill.
Shannon. Oh, Shannon. Okay.
Has to be Shannon.
That's definitely, I know 100% I got this one. That's Shannon O'Neill. Everybody knows Shannon loves nuggets.
Chicken nuggets are the best thing ever.
Guy in the bookstore who bought my exam booklet for me, much thanks. You're a lifesaver. 2 emojis, 1 clapping hands, and something, I'm not even sure what those faces are. Emojis, let's see they are, if I can blow that up. No, I can't see it.
Wow.
Who be lucky enough to have somebody buy their book?
Did Christina put googly eyes on somebody, say Christina Stevenson?
That's Christina.
Of course someone bought Christina's book for her.
Is that it? All your questions? Okay. Because I can go on.
I don't remember tweeting that at all.
I remember when I tweeted. I didn't tweet that.
I'm retweeting this when I get back.
Okay, first is like Chick-fil-A. But it's close. Second is Wendy's. They're not really chicken nuggets, but it's chicken, and I really like Bojangles. Because I like all kinds of chicken, baked chickens. I prefer chicken nuggets. It's done. It's done. It's done.
It wasn't quite done for Shannon O'Neill yet, though. As the Brave supporter section, the Barmy Army presented her with chicken nuggets after the team's PBC championship win over number 10, Columbus State. We'll keep tweeting with the Braves this year, so be sure to keep an eye out for more. We'll come back and wrap up this week's show right after this.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
Well, we're just about out of time today on the Black and Gold Report, but be sure to remember to head to Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court tonight to cheer on the Braves men's basketball team at 7 p.m. Also be sure to check out wrestling tomorrow, the 37th annual Pembroke Classic. They'll hit the mat at 9 a.m. We'll have a complete recap of the last couple days of UNCP action on next week's show, but until then, we hope you have a great rest of your Saturday.